Ronquillo, welcome back to my channel. I am here in beautiful, sunny now Germany at 42 Gear Street, and I keep on looking down. I should be looking at the camera. But I'm joined with my good friend Rich from Hughes Kettner Amps.
Hello.
And this is very exciting for me because over the past couple of days I've gotten a chance to talk with him and talk about my history with Hughes Kettner, which you've probably never seen, or you guys don't know about, but I've owned a Hughes Kettner amp long time ago for a little bit, and just today I was telling him that when I was on the Stone Sour tour and I was subbing for Josh Rand, I was using his rig, and he was using a pair of Hughes Kettner amps. Yeah. So I've actually played them, and I didn't realize that. So welcome, Richard, to my humble channel.
Thank you very much indeed. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So today we're going to go through a couple of beautiful amps that you brought. And I'll tell you the first thing. One of the things that attracted me to the amp was the fact how they light up with that plexi. I had never seen it at the time. I think I bought that amp. It was a duotone. Right?
We think it was a duotone.
We think it was a duotone.
Yeah.
This would have been 2005, 2006-ish.
Yeah.
So that might have been like right when it was getting into stores, maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's about when the duotone came out. A long way before my time, but
yeah,
I believe so. Yeah.
But I used it for a little bit, and then I used it. When was it? Last year on the Stone Sour tour, and I never really got a chance to be in a situation like this where we're in a room and I can really test it out and spend some time and get to talk to you so you can explain everything for me. But right now we're plugged into something that I've never even played through, but I saw so many YouTubers the past couple months and bragging about it and seeing the magazine ads with all these people, and I'm like, what is that thing? So this is the Black Spirit 200.
It is indeed, yes.
And this is unlike any other amp because it's small, it's light, it's got effects built in. I'm obviously got a slap delay. Tell me a little bit about this, and for anyone that is not familiar with this particular amp, what is it all about?
Yeah, all right. So in a nutshell, the Black Spirit 200 head, which is the one which is up there, was the first in the Black Spirit range. Yeah. So there's the head, there's also a 1x12 combo now, and something brand new, the floor amp, which we might get to
we'll show it
in a little bit. But basically there's a guy called Bernd Schneider who has been the H&K main designer since day one. So he's been at this game for 40 years, and he's done tube amps and solid state amps and digital amps. And it's always been like a personal quest of his to come up with like the ultimate of all three of those technologies. So with the advantages of, let's say, the sounds from the best tube amps, the reliability from solid state, and maybe the feature set or the programmability of digital.
Right.
And he reckons that he's come closest yet with the Black Spirit 200 technology.
And this is all digital?
No, it's all analog, apart from the built-in effects, which is digital. But the little red box on the front there is what we call the spirit tone generator, and that is what is responsible for making all the sounds.
What is it? It's like the flux capacitor in the Back to the Future car?
It pretty much is, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's just a discrete piece of analog circuitry.
Yeah.
And what he tried to do with it was kind of get it to react to every single sort of gain stage, every single little interaction between the steps of the amp. You know how tube amps, like the tone stacks and everything reacts,
and it compresses at certain levels and stuff.
That's what he's tried to do here without the tubes. So that was the idea of that.
Is this multiple channels? I see there's a clean channel, there's a crunch channel, a lead, and an ultra. So
exactly.
Essentially a 4-channel amp.
Yeah, there's 4 channels. Clean is clean, crunch is classic rock territory. Then you've got lead, and ultra is more gain than
Can
anyone
we
I know
flip
would ever
through
need.
a couple?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to sort of stand up. Maybe I'll even sort of stand behind you there, and we'll
Yeah.
just flick through the channels
Sure.
a bit and have a look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the
So this is
clean
the
with a
clean,
little bit
yeah.
of slap delay. If you want to take the delay off,
Yeah.
just in case it doesn't go on the other.
Okay. Well, the amp should save when you flip between the channels.
Oh, it's like a
save the
preset.
settings. Yeah.
Oh, it's a
Exactly.
like.
It's all analog though. It's not done digitally. It's because we've got a technology in the pot's called smart rotary controls.
Ah.
And they're basically, behind each pot is a programmable resistor network with 256 steps.
Okay.
So they feel smooth like normal pots, but actually there's 256 sort of minute steps.
Right.
And when you save the presets, or when you move between channels, the amp just saves you to exactly where you were.
So if you flip that, are the knobs going to move?
No.
Okay. I was going to
It's not like that, what was it? What was the amp that had moving knobs? Was it like a Fender?
I can't remember.
or
It's
something?
basically like automated faders on a mixing board.
Yeah,
It's like-
exactly, yeah. It's like that, but they don't move. It would have
That's
been
cool.
cool, but no, we didn't do it.
So
Anyway, so I've taken
clean
the
to
delay
crunch.
off.
Ooh.
This is crunch.
That was crunchy.
Yeah,
I
that
dig
is a
it.
lot of crunch, yeah. I'll run the gain gamut. You just play around
Sure.
with it. I'll tweak.
You just flipped on the boost?
Yeah.
So there's a...
There's a boost for each channel as well, and it doesn't always do the same thing. It's what Bernd calls an intelligent boost.
Ah.
So like if you're on the clean channel, it's going to give you like a clean boost.
Yeah.
But if you're playing sort of metal-y stuff on the lead or whatever, it's going to be more of like a tube screamy sort of.
So
effect,
almost
sort
like
of
an
tighten it
extra
up and that kind
push
of-
of gain. or
Exactly,
something.
yeah. So it reacts to the settings that you've got in the amp. Yeah.
And is that foot switchable
Yep.
on the back?
Absolutely, yeah.
That's
Yep.
amazing. Can I hear the boost one more time? So that's almost like a solo boost. Like if you're playing a gig and you want to boost for your guitar solo, you flip that on, you get
Yeah.
a little bit of volume boost.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
That's great.
That's that. There's one other control I want to tell you about on the Crunch channel, which is this one here, the Sagging Control.
Uh-huh.
And it's basically, it's the effect that you would get, you know, with those old non-master volume tube amps. The more you
Yeah.
push them, the more you start to get that, you know, that
Yeah.
compression and overtones start coming out. And it's
Oh.
what we call sag.
That's
And
good.
it's an extended knob. I'll turn it all the way down and I'll
Okay.
wind it up as you play, and you'll hear and possibly feel a bit of a difference.
All right.
There we go.
So it's almost getting creamier
Exactly,
or
yeah. and it
more compressed or something.
Yeah, Joss Allen, a good friend
Yes,
of ours,
amazing
he
guitar
calls
player.
it a confidence booster. Because it gives him a bit of extra compression, and it's just a bit more kind of, when he's on the
More-
clean channel, it gives him kind of an extra sense of security.
Ah,
And it changes the feeling under his fingers or something like that.
yeah, I can believe that. How does that lead channel sound like? It's a little more sustainy than the crunch channel.
Yeah,
right?
sure, yeah, different voicing. Totally.
Right. How about that ultra?
Now we're getting into heavy
Now we're getting
modern
heavy metal. I hope to have it ready to guitar. Oh yeah,
Not a low end
little
on that one. Yeah,
scoopage, little. Wow, I like that.
Yeah. So that's the Black Spirit 200 in a nutshell.
That's amazing. So
Yeah.
you want to check out some of these? Well, should we show the new version of that real quick?
Why don't we? Yeah, and I'll
Yeah.
put my head back into the shot so that you can see it before.
So you are currently releasing this year.
Yeah, it's coming out on September the 24th or the 25th.
That's amazing.
The public will see it at the Guitar Summit event in Germany for the first time.
So I can already tell that this is going to be a perfect thing for gigging musicians, touring musicians. It's basically the amp in a floorboard. This exact same amp.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, because with the head and the combo, you really need a decent MIDI board to get the most out of it. If you're saving presets and you want to bring in different sounds and stuff like that, you do need some kind of board on the floor, and that's what this offers. It is basically exactly the same as the amp head plus
the MIDI switcher.
Yeah.
Now is this so you can go directly to a speaker from here?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if I turn that around here,
and then you can have this red box that's built in. You can go directly to the mixing board or your recording software.
Exactly. Yeah, this is the Redbox DI. There's 8 different cab emulations on there, so you can go between different 1x12s, a few 4x12s, 2x12,
That's
4x10.
amazing.
Yeah, there's 2 speaker outs there. It's full range flat response ready as well, so if you want to run it into an FR cab, you can do that.
And I like how it's dual volt or universal output.
Yeah, exactly. So you can plug it in anywhere, effectively.
Which is important for touring musicians that tour around the globe.
Exactly, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and you don't need a cab connected or anything like that if you just want to go straight to in-ears or...
Can I feel how heavy it is?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that's not heavy at all. This is... If I still toured...
Thinking the English measurements that I think in, it weighs 4 kilograms. What's that in pounds?
4 kilograms.
No.
I will put the
10 or 11.
The equivalent in pounds right here.
Yeah.
With a cool graphic that I'm going to do later. Shall we go through some of the other things you brought?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because we've got a couple more amps in the room.
Yeah.
Up on the top there, we've got the Tubemeister Deluxe 40.
Right, which is all tube.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's kind of a basic standard tube amp in the range. So there's nothing extra built in like effects or anything like that.
Yeah.
This one is just 3 channels, clean, crunch, and lead. That's all it does, basically.
I love how it's a small box style.
Yeah.
You know, it's a unique small box style, which is great for people gigging around town and you just kind of like carry it into your gig or whatever.
Yeah.
Can we check it out real quick?
Yeah, let's try and plug it in.
And this is a 40-watt amp.
This is a 40-watt amp, yeah.
Effects loop.
Yep.
Hey, man. There are a ton of features in here. I'm not seeing. So you have 3 channels.
Yep, there's a clean, a crunch, and a lead. I hope you guys can see that there.
Yeah.
The clean each channel has a master and a gain control. The clean channel has its own 3-band EQ, and the crunch and the lead share an EQ.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and you've also got the Redbox DI on the back if you want to do that kind of thing. And you also don't need a cab with this, even though it's a tube amp, you can go straight in without it.
Could I try the crunch and the lead real quick?
So that was the crunch. I'll flick you onto the lead on the same setting.
That's gainy.
Yeah.
You can do some metal gigs with that thing.
You can pretty much. I know a couple of guys who say they need a tube screamer if they really want to go proper heavy to tighten it up.
Yeah, sure.
I think
which is not
a
problem.
No problem. But I think for a lot of metal stuff, you can get away with just that channel, no problem. Yeah.
Should we also shout out that this video is also sponsored by... Can we get a shout out of the amp? The Leibniz Pickup that's helping us pick up this amp for a little, for the look, really, I think.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Real quick, can we go to the this beast of a machine? Okay, so now we're plugged into the Triamp Mark III, which is... It almost looks like a cityscape, briefly looking at it, but it looks like there's a ton of features. Let me see if I can figure it out. You have amp 1, amp 2, so it's 3 channels?
Exactly, yeah, hence the name Triumph.
Yeah.
So that's a good start.
But it's almost like... so is it 3 different amp? Like, is one part more clean than the other amps? Or do you arrange it like that?
There's 3 individual preamps and 3 individual power amps in there. So as you go up, here you've got amp 1,
Okay.
here amp 2 and amp 3, and progressively as you go up through the channels, 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B,
Oh, okay.
you get more gain. And it's...
Oh my gosh. So I'm looking at the power tubes right now and I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah, so there's 3 pairs of power tubes in there. It ships with 6 L6s and EL34s, but you can put in any power tubes that fit in there.
Yeah.
So we've got a pair of KT, is it 66s or 88s in there?
I think it's 60.
66s,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's
We'll mix
the power, that's for amp 1.
That can be whatever you want. These 3 LEDs here, I don't know if you can see them, that indicates that all 3 pairs are on, but you can flip them in and out as you wish. So that would be just the one pair of EL34s. You want to add in the pair of KT66s, press that, and that's done that way.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never seen an amp like this before. That's amazing.
Yeah, it scares a lot of people, but it's actually fairly simple, because actually, once you realise that each set of controls is looking
It's
after
its
a different
own
channel,
thing.
it's fairly easy to get to know.
Yeah. So this is amp 1.
Yeah.
And can you tell me right now what tubes I'm plugged into?
Right now you're on the EL34s and the KT66s. Let's just try with the...
That's amazing. You can have so many flavors as well as combine them.
Exactly, yeah. And because this amp has MIDI capabilities like the other 2 there, you can save these kind of per presets.
Oh, no
So if you do
way.
want one sound with just the EL34s on, and then you want to kick in the KT66s for a solo or just for a bit of a boost, you can do that as well. Yeah.
And that's via MIDI?
Exactly.
Can I hear the other channels real quick?
Yeah, sure. Let's go to 1B, which is I would say more of a boxy sound.
So that's still amp 1.
Yep.
So it's almost like you have 2 choices on each amp setting, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So you have amp 1, amp 2, amp 3, but then you have 1A, 1B. Wow.
Exactly, yeah.
So
And,
this is almost like a 6-channel amp?
It is a 6-channel amp.
Oh my gosh.
And it comes with, just to pull this one up again, it comes with a foot switch just like this one, so you can flick between the 6 channels like that.
Oh wow.
And it has the boost as well that you can engage by pressing that. So you've got a lot of tonal options with that one.
Yeah, I can see that. Alright, I'm going to play and you can just kind of...
We cycle through the channels.
Yeah, and
otherwise this will go on.
I'll yell out where we're on. So we're on we're on 1B right now. So this is 2A. Wow.
And now you're in Josh Rand territory.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I don't know if I remember those riffs. Something like that. Wow, well thank you so much for showing me all this stuff.
Yeah, no problem.
I like all of these amps. I think they all have their a different character and a different vibe. I think they're useful from everything from the bedroom guitarist to the working musician to the touring tweaker.
I think like what you were saying is at the end of the day a lot of younger players what they want is something that sounds good. It doesn't matter if it's a tube amp or a modular or a solid state amp or a spirit amp or whatever you want to call it. If a good amp is a good amp. That's how I see it.
I think for me, any piece of gear, whether it's an amp or a pedal or a guitar, if within 30 seconds, actually within 5 seconds, if it creates some sort of internal experience in me, then that's it. So, and I think all of these amps have done that.
Yeah.
So thank you, Richard.
Well, thank you, and I'm happy to hear that they did that to you.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure.
If you enjoyed this video, click that like button, click subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, ciao.